Hello, Rob from Fountain Pen Journey. Now, excuse the wobbling tripod here, there we go, just steady that up. This is a review of a vintage Platignum, I'm assuming I'm saying that right, Platignum fountain pen. Now, it's only going to be a brief review because I just want to cover the parts of the pen and kind of ask around the interwebs to see what you know about this particular model, if you know anything at all. Just as a bit of background, Platignum is a British company, not to be confused with Platinum, the Japanese company who we all know and love for fountain pens. And they were around quite a few years ago, so this is a vintage pen that I believe probably dates back to around the 1970s, made in the UK. Platignum was, I'm going to carry on pronouncing it with the G in the middle. Platignum was a subsidiary of the Mentmore fountain pen manufacturer, who produced these Platignum a whole range of different models from the, I believe, the 60s onwards, and they were Mentmore's, if you like, low cost, cheap school pen type range of fountain pens, and this is one of those pens, and I have absolutely no idea what model it is. I mean, all I have down here on the cap band is Platignum, try and get that to focus, Platignum, yeah, that unfortunately is it. There's no model number on the back or anything, so I'll just go over the pen briefly. And the reason that I'm reviewing this pen is because I'm trying to help everybody out and show you what you can buy on eBay and other sites for very, very little money, and you can occasionally get some really good little pens. So what we have is this very nice, I mean, it is scratched up, but hey ho, I only paid about £3 for this, £3 UK for a perfectly good fountain pen. Vintage fountain pen, I must add. And I just love the design. It looks very late 20th century, contemporary, modern. We have this nice grey plastic barrel. It's very slim. It's quite reminiscent in, I'd say, size and shape to the to many of the other pens, such as the the Parker pens, which are around then. So let's just have a look at the cap. Now, I have this nice angled bit here at the end of the cap, which is quite a nice design feature, and the clip is rather attractive. It's got P, company initial, embossed up there, and there is a indentation in the clip. Nicely shaped clip, still functional after all this time, and as we already said, we've got Platignum down at the cap band down here. Plastic barrel, nice grey plastic barrel. This to me just, yeah, I like the look of this pen. There is a breather hole in the barrel, so yeah, not one for eyedroppering. Nothing down here. Slip the cap off, and we have got inside there cap liner and this rather attractive nib and section. So try and get this in focus here. So very attractive, I'd say, I mean, it is definitely a semi-hooded or even hooded nib with a feed that actually extends outwards from the section. You see that there, the black plastic feed underneath? So that's an interesting design feature. And this medium nib, I'm assuming it's steel, and there is this inlaid, I don't know, design at the end of the section there. Smooth black plastic section, metal ring stepping up to the barrel, which is really quite smooth and very inobtrusive, and the pen's a really nice length. I mean, it really is comfortable, fairly slim, but not too slim. Nice pen to hold. Posting, yeah, absolutely, definitely can post this pen, and it looks rather nice posted, and it's a really good size. Doesn't add any excess weight because this does post so incredibly deeply onto the barrel. So yeah, excellent sized pen. Just compare it with modern pen. Oh, let's use a Parker Jotter, modern Parker Jotter, and a TWSBI Eco. So just cap this, and there you can see side by side length and width comparison. So I mean, it is very similar to the Parker Jotter, slightly girthier. TWSBI Eco, just to give you an idea of what sort of size this pen is. I'll move that up there. Uncap the Parker Jotter. So very similar in size to the Parker Jotter, and just for completeness, we shall try to stop that rolling away. There we go. So TWSBI Eco is a good 1.5 centimetres longer than the Platignum fountain pen. So hang on, make sure I'm putting the right cap on the right pen. There we go. So nice pen, good size, posts well, securely, deeply, and comfortable. So let's have a little look at how this pen writes. Get my Rhodia pad. Now, I don't know what model this is at all. The seller on eBay didn't give any information, but I like this pen. Platignum, get that correct. Platignum, unknown model with a medium, I'm assuming, steel nib. So Platignum, unknown, complete unknown, very attractive school pen, and the writing experience is perfectly pleasant. I'll talk about the cartridge in a minute, because that might help anyone who is desperately trying to help me and my other viewers identify this pen. So I'll talk about the filling system in a minute, and try and write over the camera. So, very, very decent writer. There is quite a bit of feedback, but it's not scratchy. This is what I would consider a pretty damn good school pen, and as you can see, fairly wet, but not overly wet, not to the point where it's an absolute gusher, but you can see, I mean, this is laying down lots and lots of ink, medium nib, plenty of feedback, reverse writing is possible, and rather good. It's not something that I would really recommend, but you know, we've gone from a medium down to a fine. So there's your medium. Line variation, I'm not about to push this, so let's try and angle. This is the problem with hooded nibs, sometimes you don't know where you're actually, stiff as anything. There is no line variation coming from this nib. It's interesting to see that the nib appears green. It really isn't that green where I'm looking at this nib. I suspect there is a bit of ink, because I have inked this up with, and this is what I said about the filling system, inked this up with Rohrer und Klinkner Leipzig Black. So Now, this cartridge came with the pen. The whole thing needed cleaning out, the pen cartridge. It was a bit gunky. But the cartridge does not appear to be a standard international cartridge. And I've tried to fit standard international cartridges into this particular pen, and they don't fit. So it was a good job that I actually cleaned this out, because this is the only cartridge that fits into this pen. So I cleaned this cartridge out and filled it using an ink syringe with the Rora and Klinkner ink. So I tried, and I went on the Fountain Pen Network and various other places to try to figure out whether these vintage Platignums actually had proprietary cartridges. And some of the information seems to say yes, and in this particular pen's case, then yeah, I would say definitely. I'll just leave the pen there for you to study. So I don't know what's going on, because I think there are modern Platignum fountain pens which are possibly not even made by the same company, probably not, probably made in China. So and as far as I can tell, they take Platignum cartridges, which seem to be standard international, or are they? Don't know. You don't see Platignum cartridges very often. You can get hold of them fairly easily, but they're not something that I've really run into. So I don't know whether they are standard international or whether they aren't, but standard international ink cartridges do not fit this pen, which is unfortunate, because this is quite a nice little daily writer. I mean, the nib is, it's smooth. I'm not going to argue with that. There is feedback. And as you write with it, it does become slightly drier, but there isn't ink starvation issues, anything like that going on. So it's one of these things. It's a vintage pen. I love the look of it, and for me, it's, I suppose, my cheap version of a vintage Parker 51 or something like that. So if you do have any information that could help me and my viewers out, and I will update the description of the video and the title accordingly. If you've got any tips, any suggestions as to what this pen model actually might be, or any other information about things like the filling system, whether these cartridges are proprietary Platignum cartridges, as are available for the modern Platignum pens, please do leave me a comment down below, and I'll respond to it. And thank you very much, and thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye.